NiP versus Evil Geniuses. One map to determine who goes home and who is off to the semi-finals. It's a long graph to get here. This is the ECS Season 8 finals, a whole online season, and the culmination of that here. Do you get grouped, or do you go to the semi-finals? That is quite a balance to strike in one map. It's just Inferno to determine that, and I'm joined by Henry G, Machine here, and this is going to be a big one.
It came right down to the wire on you. It looked like NiP had a few lifelines there towards the end, but they couldn't hold on. It's the MP9 that sent them packing towards the end there, and we move on to Inferno. As I mentioned, the great decider, usually the third map in a best of 3, and equal playing ground. Both these teams play this map. They're both very well versed in it. We've had some great results from NiP recently in this one, and it's a staple for Evil Geniuses in general.
It certainly is. I did meet NiP in the hallways on their way back to the practice room, and normally I respect the fact that, we're mid-series, I don't want to start throwing questions at you, but I just had to. I was like, Twist, that smoke, where did it come from? He told me, Pitta came up with it. It's brand
so it was
new.
like a first time.
It's brand new.
I always get scared when I say, let's clip it, do it, get it online.
So I got the information, and but I will add the extra additional information that they did look like a team that thought they could have done it in 2. That was a tough loss on Nuke. EG now definitely have the momentum on their side. Let's see if it carries over. We're into the pistol.
We absolutely are. T-side start for the North Americans. They're going to have themselves Glocks across the board, one smoke, couple of flashes, and decent control towards the apartments. Looks like a pounce from that position. That's where the bomb will be there, and we're going to have to flash over, and Forrest eats it. He'll be having to hide in the corner at this point, but he finds that bomb, and Lekra will join him as well. This is looking great, but then there's a clean sweep on the cards. Even will deny that fact, but overall the round is done. Nice approach there from EG, but much better shots coming through from the Ninjas.
Yeah, and Forrest playing that very, very anticipation hold. He was ready for someone to try and clear out that pit place. See that? Tucked in on the wall, the flash cleared. He had enough time to prepare for the push. The rest, however, was done in perfect work by his teammates. Plopski pushing in ahead of that smoke, not letting things spiral too far. He knew his teammate was running out of bullets. Nicely handled, and we're into the second round, which does seem to be the force coming in from EG.
Well, there we have it. NiP, successful start there. No bomb plants and a force buy in response here from EG, but it's a technical pause, as per tradition here in CSGO. Make sure we take all the hype out and slow it right down.
I wonder if we are the game with the most tech pauses.
We must be. It's ridiculous. It's always this one small issue, there's like a TeamSpeak thing's going on, or a keyboard's got coffee all over it, or food. Someone smashed a hole in the desk.
Yeah, but I mean, a wide variety, a spectrum of issues.
Yes, definitely.
I wonder what the most comical one is. I feel like an issue with a chair, I feel like that would probably be the most ridiculous tech pause. Like if you've accidentally broken a chair mid
a wheel comes off a chair.
Yeah, how have you managed that,
I think it has happened before.
Probably.
To be honest with you.
And thankfully, one of the easiest ones to solve.
I'm trying to think of the most ridiculous
tech pause. I mean, Tabson did pour coffee all over his keyboard.
Last week in Beijing, we did the hand warmers they have.
Yeah.
CeRq's exploded all over his keyboard, like the bag ripped and all the chemicals and powder fell all over his keyboard and hands. He had to get like the medics out and stuff. That was like a 20-minute pause.
Oh gosh.
Just to make sure he's fine. But luckily there was no damage done, so it was all fine. We can laugh about it now.
Yeah, of course you can. I mean, over in Leicester for actually it was in London.
Lovely part of the world.
Yeah, no, certainly the Midlands. Recommend that to no one. But Tabson from Big Clan, it was I swear, across 2 days, 4 tech timeouts just for him. He punched the monitor, he punched the desk.
Lots of punching.
Yeah, it was a bit of it wouldn't go well for Big Clan. No, it didn't. And
they crashed out.
He did pour a whole coffee over his keyboard.
Oh, that was just me pulling out random lines.
No, straight up. He was removing each individual key from his keyboard. The admins would had this, essentially a brown paper. They were desperately smearing all over his keyboard. We ended up just giving him a new one. Right. Sorry, that's gone.
Just have a new keyboard. The whole cup of coffee on the keyboard really doesn't go well. We've tried it before. Science says no.
When you're filling, when you're just talking, and then suddenly you look, they cut to the player cams, and you see individual keys being removed from a keyboard. You're like, right.
That's when you know.
It's going to be a long one.
We're going to have to chat for a while here. Luckily, I don't see any liquids in play right now. Just a bit of H2O in its bottle where it belongs. And that's where we hope it stays.
Lids on.
Yeah, lid on tightly, please. And we'll see the same story over here. Couple of coffee cups there. Not really liking that too much, but either way, it looks like we're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for bearing with us and our nonsense. We're going to do a force buy here from EG. They are very good in these sort of rounds, but difficult to make work in the T side of Inferno. They have got enough for an execution with the 5 smokes, flashbangs, and a Molotov for new boxes. They head towards B, and we'll see if they want to be combative towards that side of the map to kick things off. 5 players at T-steps, I would say almost certainly.
It's not going to do too much. They continue their acceleration. However, could get caught off guard here. Drive-by. Ethan's going to be holding it down, but Plopski is the one to stop that rush. Things could have spiraled so very fast had the second frag come in from Ethan there, but instead they have to turn tail. Respect the Plopski M4. There's 2 in play, 1 on A. Falling back though, Twist. Oh, he takes a boatload of damage. Stan converts off the dink. Forrest, however, is the man with the secondary rifle, and he has now made that presence known. 3 versus 2. He's cautious of the maps, and a great catch. It's going to be finished off nicely by Forrest. 3 quick kills, and it's the M4A4 into the second round that secures it.
Absolutely true. No bomb planted once again. Has to be the full eco now for EG. Tried the fast approach towards this banana area. They got the first kill, and they did the right thing. They committed. They were like, let's get stuck in. But NiP with 3 players on that side of the map, preempting that particular rush, managed to shut it down, funnel them back towards A, and this is where Forrest, he continues to find headshot after headshot. Great play from him. He's looking incredibly strong today.
He is. He's in the zone. 5-0 coming into round 3. Nades though, 3 nades for the T side. They might want to try and get an early opening for an aggressive CT, but only 1 so far thrown.
Yeah, Forrest is making Dad school, you know.
He is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not quite a boomer. Damn. Boomers can't be cool.
Cool dads out there.
Cool dads. Yeah.
Do you think you'll be a cool dad?
I think OJ Borg's a cool dad.
I don't know.
No?
He's a nice guy. I'll give him that. Not sure cool is the right
I don't know, man. I've seen him. He's been getting all muddy on his bicycles. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, I guess so. I definitely have a lot of fun with him.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to the Soul Shaker crew. He knows what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's watching this game.
Oh, of course.
He's always tuning in.
He always is. And in fact, you'll see him in Denmark. Not too long away.
That's a good point. Not too long at all. But for now, Alex, we're fixated on this Glock situation.
Yes, 3 frags so far to the EG squad. They have yet to really draw too much blood. And it doesn't seem too likely with what they have into this for a 3rd round. They've already thrown their early HEs and it didn't come to any success. In fact, all 5 members of NiP still with 100 points of health. Now we're going to be seeing that little dribble of utility. It's going to be the smoke to separate library from long. And here comes the push. Nice handball so far. Twist is just trying to rock the clock. Hold on more. He's just rang him up. And to be finished off by Forrest as he's looking at that final finish on Brehze. So well handled, and they do manage to pick up that other M4, so nothing too much lost. And NiP coming into this first weapon round with a nicely nurtured bank.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. They only give up a few frags in that sequence of 3 rounds, and now they have the AWP out as well. So Forrest will be dropping that weapon over to Twist, and he is one sick AWP player in Inferno. You saw what he could do on the CD side of Nuke, but watch for this. He's going to be doing God's work here as we get into round number 4. No AWP on the T side, not a huge deal. They've got rifles across the board there. Tarik 0 and 3 once again. But very early days. We'll see if he can come along. Not being the best showing from him by his standards.
No, but look at Let's Go. He's trying to bring the fight to Ethan, but greets him with a smile and a spray. Ethan, what's going on there? Plopski, that's the second time
from the grave.
Got away with his goddamn Molotovs, late kills. First onto Tarik, now Ethan across these 2 maps. Just walked into it.
Just to know that he actually brightened up these hallways in the latest update, just to kind of counter the damage they've done with the new skins. So it looks a little bit different, but we are not using the new skins at this event. I should make that clear. But it is the latest patch in terms of all the weapon changes, etc.
Yeah, I believe there's a tweet available on the Face It or ECS Twitter.
One of them
that addressed it.
Yeah, maybe James Bardolph's.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a retweet involved.
That might be a retweet.
Yeah, you'll be able to find that. I'm sure if you are desperate to see the
and all your keyboard information as well.
And all of your keyboard and braided cable information.
That is something that's what I'm there for. That's why he's got my follow. Cables.
I'm always interested to know how one should have your cable braided.
I have a wireless mouse, so maybe how can you help me out?
You could wear a braided cable around your neck, like a kind of
That's
a
kind
cool
of
necklace.
Bardolph chic.
And he has a nice frag. Actually, Forrest has the info that there was a retreat coming in as well. He saw Brehze leaving. An interesting frag bomb to be retrieved with 20 seconds left this round. They're really rested on their laurels a little too much, and that additional frag onto Tarik, his 4th death, kind of convincing me this round almost over. Twist, that should be enough.
They're going to limp into the B side. Well, 10 seconds now, probably better off saving at this point. You're not even going to get the bomb down. Obviously, he gets at least 1 hit, and in both. You can see them just clutching onto the bomb there, hoping there would be some sort of opening frag and a bomb planted. But this is what we saw on the first map. You remember on Train? It feels like a lifetime ago now, but that T side on Train, it was so clumsy. It was it didn't seem like it had much coordination. There was lots of weird moments where they're running out of time and running into flames, and Ethan, not really sure what he was up to there. He realised what was happening just before he went down. It was a nice idea, but a little bit too late on that one. And like we said, you can see 6 seconds on the clock there. Had the run with the bomb out. Doesn't work for them at all. 4-0 NiP. Just to reiterate, this is an elimination game. This is EG who've been lifting trophies this year. One of those deadly squads in all of CSGO, and Twist is making light work of them here in round number 5. Opening pick towards CeRq in the partial buy. CZs, Deagles, and a couple of bits of basic utility.
Yeah, that's a very good point you've made, and their T side, not only on train, but even Nuke left a lot to be desired. But something we'll take a look at is the total for their T rounds once they conclude this half. Over the course of the series, I'm sure it could be quite alarming, considering just how good their defense has looked. A couple of silly deaths, yeah, walking into Molotovs. We saw Brehze, of course, with his strange knife death. Just a couple of eyebrow raisers, and they're not too common when watching EG play. The flash is completely avoided, but Lekro unable to find too much of the MP9 with a rifle of Forest. How has he got another? 3 quick kills and no HP on him for the third. Now Stan, similar situation for him. 8 points of health, he'll get across, and that could be the bomb plant.
It's something.
That's $800 should they go down here for everyone involved. And now they start their push in, all 3 of them. Admittedly, it's Orbs. If he had a weapon, he'd have had a real shot at that. But instead, Twist finishes it off, upgrades his pistol, and a 5th now for NiP as they continue their spree.
A little bit of BM as well. I always welcome that. We haven't heard much screaming from EG today. Like, admittedly, we're in the same room as them. They have been hollering when they win some big rounds, but usually every round they win, you just hear a deafening echo of Tarik's voice around the room. And to be fair, he did go 0-9 in the previous round, so maybe he's just keeping himself a bit more subdued today, kind of stay on the level he's at.
I mean, yeah, that's always the conversation, is it? When you have a team that, you know, rides those highs so high, it enhances those lows when you're so conscious of the absence of that voice. Something to be discussed. And at the moment, you can see just how few frags they have to show for the opening 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, quick counting here, 7 frags over the course of 5 rounds of play.
Yeah, again, the T side is just looking a little underwhelming. There's something not quite right this tournament with them, and I can't tell you what it is, because their T sides are normally spot on. Lots of aggression, lots of calculated plays, and I haven't really seen that so far. It's been like, they've looked disjointed, I think, overall. The fact that we've got like CeRq with an AWP, like 3 times now, I think it's happened, where his teammates will go die somewhere and he's holding a lark angle with the AWP. It's just like, why are you not there with them? Like, what? This is the basics at this point. Like, the AWP needs to be there, backing the teammates up, finding the picks, and hopefully they get it together, because this is another disappointing start on their T side. No pistol victory or force fight to speak of. And we'll see Ethan once again dancing around those flames, this time not taking too much damage for the grenades. They certainly do. Oh my god, down to 37. He'll be packing himself back towards the T steps.
They had his name on it. They whipped out the Sharpies. They were like, Ethan, how's that? ETH, yep. Still, he's kicking. Down to 37, and Forrest is not going to have the same success from the same spot 2 rounds in a row. This is looking fantastic. EG flooding into the site. Frags delivered nicely. First one for tarik. Brehze finding his second, and that round, a guarantee, just like that.
See what I mean? Aggressive play, stick together, make your frags, that's all it requires. And there we go, it's going to be a clean sweep of the looks of things. Brehze and Plopski holding on to the AWP and Krieg respectively. We'll see if they can do that, just that, but that's a very fast approach there. Knowing the Forest playing towards that quad position, he's got the M4 in hand, 1 smoke towards Arch, flash up, go together, try and get the trades through, or just find all the headshots and come out of the apartments at the same time as well. And they're pretty relentless now. They're the ones with no cash here. I would not recommend this to people playing along at home. If your money's already broken and you're just winning your first round, keep everyone alive. They've won 5 rounds in a row. They're absolutely fine for cash. You are not.
Oh, and another one goes down. tarik to the bomb.
Oh, that's not great news.
That's 2 rifles lost. That's 2 armor forced to be rebought. So back down to $250 for tarik after falling to the bomb there. This was a lovely pickup from Ethan, and with him combined with Tarik's quick arrival on balcony, the round was won just like that. Nothing Twist could do. He had the AWP, he was the last one, and there was 3 different angles, all willing and ready to take that fight with him. See if they can string some together now, EG. They certainly have to. Keep things respectable.
Oh, a lot of damage inflicted again with Ethan. He's learned his lesson. This time just down to 78, but the grenade still coming in thick and fast. He is getting battered and bruised on that side of the map. Oh, but he snuck through. Okay, thought he was done for there.
I think Plopski's going to be able to set himself up here relatively by surprise.
Well, the fact he's got the AWP covering there as well, if just one shot is fired by Brehze here, surprising he's got the AWP, it will be enough, but now he's left Plopski isolated. I feel like, yeah, go back and join him. There's no real reason to rotate there. You've got such a great setup. I think he's just thrown a bit of utility down just to allow Plopski to reposition, which is the case because he was in a very committed spot there. That's like a one and done. Especially if they flash you might not even get that.
And if they wanted him to be solo, which it does seem like that was their intention, that makes sense. So Rez will come back, bail his teammate out, and they set up for a 4-man hold of A, which is where the North Americans seem to be targeting their affection. At least that was how it started, because now, around the 45-second mark, in the words of Bop It, reverse.
Bop it. I haven't thought about that in about 20 years.
Spin it.
Yeah.
Twist it.
What a great idea.
That was a great game.
Let's bring it back.
Bop It. ESports, perhaps.
No doubt, surely. Here
Great shots. Plopski does have to find a second. The flashes are slowing them down perfectly. There's only 20 seconds. Another frag hit will slow them down. They're still being flashbang. They still come over. It's Brehze with a flash of his own to find the frag alongside Stan. And the bomb can go down. Advantage of EG. The tides start to turn. Fresh mag for Twist as he's going to start to arrive on the scene. In fact, now by picking up that AWP, he might just want to look to try and save it. He is already heading back towards CT spawn. Whether or not he'll get away is a different question.
I think he's okay at this point. He's just going to be looking for any retreating players in the B-bomb side, but now starting to find a bit of success here. Power and numbers from EG overwhelming the likes of Plopski, waiting towards that B side. They actually had so much control that the problem is didn't have much utility to speak of when the commitment actually came through. I feel like it's keeping Reds towards the barrels there, Plopski towards logs. That was safe as houses. That's such a strong position to be in, and they just kind of went back to a standard one anchor, 4 towards A. I felt like they should have capitalized the fact they got someone towards logs. That felt such a strong position for them.
It certainly did, but perhaps it was a little bit of a paranoia from Rez. He felt like he really wanted to support them, back them up on A, and finish on B, and that's wonderful for all EG fans. You can see just how swift those frags started to come in. Stan catching his second through the smoke. And so it is to then to 5. After the first 5 from the Swedes, we do see that some rounds strung together. Let's see how far EG can push this. A timeout called from NiP, 10 seconds remaining on that. And as is Peter still on the microphone, he's making full use of that time available to him. Worth mentioning that Forrest is on 11 frags after his performance in that pistol, and he's had multiple multi-kill rounds on that A site.
Yeah, he really has. Looking strong as ever. All for Twist once again, saving the previous round, of course. Round loss bonus not already there on the CT side, considering they had such a great start. We'll see if they can continue now, though, as the saved weapons are brought over. Here are the odds brought to you by Pinnacle.com. You can see relatively equal for now, but a slight edge towards NiP, apparently. So there we go. They are 5-2 up after all. Run boost from Twist. That's very well done.
Wow, that is so satisfying to watch. Yeah. Gliding across, face pressed against the wall as well. I mean, this has been a story of Ethan losing his health early. I mean, it's every round 30, 40, 50, 61 this time. But he's so, I mean, he realizes his presence there is a necessity to an extent.
Yeah, well, he still manages to live to tell the tale, and they've actually got banana control. Right now, the CT's falling right back. They're actually going to go towards the side itself. They still have incendiaries, smokes, and a flashbang on that side of the map. We're going to see a boost towards first oranges, allows you to avoid flashes over the top of the roof, and potentially the flames as well, depending on where it lands. But you're normally pretty safe in this position, and it's good to throw in 1.5 or so. Rez will be directly beneath him to take the initial aggro, and hopefully we'll see Plopski go for a big spray down after that. It's very satisfying to watch when it comes through, but it is a common pre-fire. You need your teammate to really set up the bait for yourself.
A smoke popularized by the man he plays against. Brehze throws out the electro smoke. The push, Twist does get traded immediately. That's important. EG now can stabilize and can continue to deny this information here at top middle. That is going to keep the CTs guessing. Yeah, back towards B they go. That's exactly it. They want to take vision away from the CTs. And now the reaction comes through. Plopski flashed over by Rez, and he's really hung himself out to dry again. They had a brilliant setup there. They had the boost there. Rez beneath him, and now he'll be isolated with flames all around him. He gets one hit. Impressive, but surely not going to get 2, and it's another safe situation here. For Electro, yeah, he'll have a little spray, but they had to react, I suppose. Like we said, they lost that information. They weren't sure as to what was happening there, but had they just waited, another 10 seconds, they had the boost set up, it would have been the perfect setup, but flashing one player over, taken down. Very good trading from EG in general. 2 big kills for tarik, who's starting to come alive now. It does seem that the B defenders currently for NiP are falling foul to some of this. I keep using the word paranoia. I think there's a better word for it, but it is EG denying the information as you phrased it, to the point where they don't feel comfortable. There is discomfort in the B site hold.
Yeah, you're dead on.
All the time.
They had the AWP of Twist, I guess that went down early, so it was a 4-on-4. They had 2 players defensively on A, so they're just trying to push to get information, but the time the way it was, and I guess the fact that it didn't feel comfortable, they just had to push, see what could be done, but ultimately led to their demise.
And nice retrieval from Lekro, which does actually give me a chance to throw my question at you, that we haven't seen any B AWPing much, have we?
No, it's been mainly focused towards the A side of the map. The problem is they're kind of not sure what kind of stance they want to have towards B, because they use all their utility at the start sometimes, and then they'll fall right back. They won't maintain the hold. And the problem with that is when the T's do finally come back and commit towards A, you've got no utility to hold them off. So I feel like you have to choose one or the other. You either go super aggressively challenging that, or you're just going to hold the bomb side itself and just nade at the start, try and hold them off, deny the rush, and they need to work out what their game plan's going to be there, because right now EG is starting to hit some serious shots, and in round number 9 here, just the AWP for Lekro, surrounded by some pistols with no armor. Good nades.
Yeah, that looks perfect, and it lands straight at the toes of Twist. He was Brehze down to 44 on that boost. He could perhaps catch one before Brehze wisely will put some bullets in that direction. So another round looks like it's going to be going the way of EG. 5-0, 4 in response from EG. They're really going to want to try and keep hold of that AWP. Forest could have a rifle to retrieve, especially given the fact he's got no armor. He's going to be taking all of those risks and picking that one up. Eventually, there we go. And to T-spawn they go. Time to preserve these weapons. It does seem like EG are considering somewhat of a coordinated hunt, though. They have got so much cash to play with. They're willing to try and deny this, really try and shift the momentum in favor of the North American org.
Well, yeah, it's certainly getting to that position now. They were 5-0 down, but this will be their 4th round in a row on the T side. They changed the pace up. As soon as they started playing with more conviction, instead of just running defaults and falling flat with time and just having nothing left to play with, Stanislaw's going to change the game plan completely. Well, we're going for a fast A, 2 other apartments, flash over, get stuck in. Ever since then, they've looked unstoppable. They've looked so much better. The timings are much more on points. They've actually got an AW to CeRq now as well. Money's running quite nicely. Would you stop shooting that bell, for God's sake?
He's going to scream.
What's he doing that for?
He was hoping they were going to be...
I couldn't hear myself think.
Dad,
I forgot about that bell.
Yeah,
for good reason.
Perhaps most people respect the eardrums of the viewers.
Oh my God!
Okay,
you used to have the bells in spawn.
There's a bell in spawn still. You can see it right there.
Keep that
Ethan,
quiet.
fortunately, has his knife out, so Henry's eardrums and yours at home are still safe. Let's see the fast flash, and we'll see the early utility exchanges. Typically, that fast molly down middle, and then it all starts in banana. Plopski actually just charging straight into Ethan's domain, and this exchange, once again, he is wounded. Down to 33, but another frag. Ethan, 2 quick shots down the banana area is going to get the CTs really shaken.
You see what I mean, Alex? It's like, it's not quite aggressive, but it's not defensive either. You send one player down there, but it's no real backup. Sure, there's a flash behind it, but there's no instant swing. Just a bit of information gathered that one of them's low HP, but Ethan just dead on with his shots there. I'm not really seeing what the game plan is here towards B. Like, they're just hoping that these pushes working out. They're doing great damage to grenades, but a 5-on-3 now. Luckily, 2 players still there, but EG being very careful with that approach. Low HP player goes in first. That's the way to do it. He goes down, gives the call, and at that point, you just trade him out. No problem. Perfectly done so far.
Yeah, there's nothing Forrest can do. He's been mollied out of the position. Does get the first and a little too ahead of the pack, but that was not the bomb, and so the rotate will come in. Tarik's just going to go for a charge. I was about to call him Patrick. Forrest will do his best to keep hold of his rifle for the next, and so EG have responded in kind. It's 5-5.
With all explosions as well. You can see the bomb's gone off 5 times at this point. It might not do this round. I guess Forrest might get out early, but what a return to form that is. They were looking pretty weak on their T-sides throughout this series so far, and again, looked to be a similar tale when they were 5-0 down, but they really, whatever they said in that tactical timeout has really worked, and it was evident as to what the problems were. They just looked a little bit stifled in their approach generally, and then CeRq with the final kill. Nice work by him. Another cash injection for EG. They've got so much money to work with. Everyone hovering around 5 digits. Then replay the bell. Don't do that. We've had enough of that. I can see the smiles on their face right now in production.
Oh, a real greasy smirk.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
But Ethan getting those 2 frags did win the round so very early, or at least give them a good leap in that direction. So if you're interested, EG, they previously had 40 20 rounds after the 15 of play on Train, 5 after the 15 of play on Nuke, and so if they win another round, it will be their best T side in the series, which is saying an awful lot.
Not saying too much, but you are dead on. It's looking much more promising at this point, and it's a recovery as well, so that's great. We will see, though, the CTs limping into the next round. Maximum loss minutes shortly. Plopski, good smokes deployed and decent damage to 2 players there. CeRq and Stan both down to 50 HP, but that Molotov is going to make things a bit more problematic as Ethan, he'll find the Skull of Forest. The bodies are just dropping all over the map at this stage as well. Lekro will do his best to hold the door, but at this point, the bomb sites are wide open. Twist will be there. AWP towards Quad. He's able to hit a few shots at the first. Yeah, that's great, but now he knows he needs to reposition. They know exactly where he is.
Yeah, he's conscious of the rotate from Banana there. In fact, instead, all in the sight, and so Twist is going to be getting the hell out of there. Plopski was perhaps an opportunity to catch one off guard, get a different weapon upgrade, could have been a different story, but no, EG continued their spree.
They're such a scary team. If they stick together and just drop basic fundamental flashes and smokes, no one's going to out-aim this squad. If they're feeling it, they've got their confidence, it's unstoppable. It looks so good, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. We didn't see that in the first 2 maps on the T sides. We didn't see it here on Inferno, but Stan, he's realised, wait, this team, we're actually pretty good at just shooting people in the head. Why don't we just really focus on that?
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's just kill everyone and run around as a wolf pack. I think that's the best approach here. As they start knocking on the door, $16,000 for 2 players here. Brehze with 15k. He is looking very proud right now. So is Ethan with his precision. That's the 2 names we want to see finding those opening frags. We haven't seen that the last couple of days, to be honest with you, but what a time to turn up. The Elimination Game 3rd map.
Yeah, there is no better time than now. Brehze and Ethan, both of them have been pulling their weight and then some. And so much cash now injected into Evil Geniuses. That's crazy. Another timeout. That's going to be half of them gone for their time on Inferno. Just 11 rounds in. Using that time wisely. Looking to perhaps provide a perspective that you can't quite see when you're just locked to your own monitor. Peter, of course, staring at all 5. He has that comms channeled into his ears and can perhaps just identify where this T-side has started going oh so well for their opponents. Just Deagles now into this one. They'll hope that Twist can make some impact with this orb. He's got a great spawn if he was feeling it, but it does look like he'll take a much more passive approach to start things off.
AWP. And indeed, our defensive line here. EG will be aware of this situation. They'll be tracking the money themselves. They'll know our best as a passerby coming through. But, well, CeRq will take matters into his own hands at the start of the round and just remove that orb right away.
Yep, that is the weapon gone. Gosh, it was Ethan with his double kills beforehand. Brehze's done it as well. Now it's CeRq who steps up to the entry fragging plate. An early disadvantage for NiP, and of course...
Ooh, they're grabbing the orb at least.
That is something. With the smoke set up, they can do so safely. But where do you take it? Lekro, for now, looks to be opting for supporting on the A site, but now stands on his way into B. There's utility behind it. There is no bomb, worth mentioning. Plopski's already taken down Stan, so there isn't too much of a gamble here, but there is going to be some weapons delivered. Good damage chipping away. Plopski onto CeRq. The bomb now considering its way, and oh, head presented. Ethan, he put his head into the vice, and it was Rez. Happy to press.
A little bit questioning the situation there, why they had to fully commit with 2 players when they knew they were up against Deagles. There was definitely an opportunity there to open things up, but was it required? I'm not so sure, but they at least have removed that AK that was given away for now. 40 seconds remain, 2 players towards B on the CT side. We have just 1. And the former Forest protecting the A side. Lekro still that AWP. Time running a little bit thin now as well, but all 3 players for EG outside the B bomb site. Contact play in. The orb, though, more than happy to oblige.
Here we go. Look for the first. It's precise, and Lekro will slow them down. Good chipping, but not enough. They're so down low. The side might be enough, but Lekro doing it all. He can finish what Rez started. And an important one, NiP, off the back of the timeout, finally break EG.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that call was from Stan. Like that's so unnecessary. I can't even begin to describe it. Like, so you've got a 5-on-5 situation. You've ascertained they've got Deagles, and you've been playing such a great game the last 5 rounds. You've been working together. You've been sticking in this pack, and you've decided to try and pounce on a couple of Deagles and a CZ. Sorry, a CZ and a Deagle. You try to run in there, give a rifle away, run the time down real low. Like, just stay together. That's what's working for you, especially against those pistols. It's a gutting round to give away. It's not a huge deal. It's 6-6 still, and they've got plenty of money, as we described before. But they dropped the ball there.
Yeah, looking a little discombobulated. The miscommunication of the opening 5 returns in the 12th. Double orb now establishing for NiP. And Forest, where did he catch Brehze there? Wallbang. Tough death, bitter pill to swallow. But the duel won for the Swedes in apps early. This time with that secondary AWP, he's going to have no issues dealing with Ethan, who steps straight into the line of fire. A two-man advantage at the 60-second mark here for a crucial round of play. Stan realizing he wants to try and shift the momentum, and he does. Holding down W, and it is a win. Twist gone.
Good map control as well. He has Archer in his remits, but his teammates are towards B, so he's just going to try and stop rotations at this point. Trying to hold two players on this side of the map. He might go better than that as well. There's a lot of damage towards Forest, but Plopski will dish out his own. It's now going to be the final commitment towards B with 40 seconds remaining. Brehze is alone, and he needs to keep it like that. Just to start to stay alive if possible. CeRq looking above the smoke, but a little bit too long at this stage. tarik left in a 4 versus 1. AWP in hand. Not really the ideal situation for himself.
Plopski pushing, does manage to catch him unawares, looking for a second towards CT, and he delivers. Looking for a 1 versus 4. Finding this AWP has given him a chance. Now looking to try and find a safe haven, but from Banana, Electro arrives.
Good effort.
Yeah, not bad, especially if he tucks himself into emo. I see a world where he wins it.
Yeah, he gets 2 decent kills there, keeps NiP honest, but it is going to be a pretty resounding victory in the end for them. We are going to go 7-6. EG give up a couple of rounds in a row now. Their finances should be absolutely fine considering the bomb plan. I think they're probably okay for the rest of the half, to be honest with you. It's Plopski catching out Stanislaw, who was patrolling towards the A side of the map. So it goes down. That was a key position there. You can vault up towards the first oranges yourself, look over the smoke with the AWP. tarik, if he gets that 3rd kill, it would have been a showstopper of a clutch, but not meant to be this time. We get into the next round. It's going to be 7-6. NiP take the lead. Money available on both sides. CeRq brings out the AWP. CeRq only have 2 kills, just a note. 2
tactical timeouts remaining for EG, and that is an interesting one. So
they always seem to have 1 player absent on their T side.
2 frags. Round 14. Yeah, it was on every map so far. You're right. There's been 1 player who doesn't really get going until the second.
Well then, to be fair, they've got enough rounds. I said that with bated breath on their T side. It's never enough, you know.
It's like
unless you get 15. But still, it's a pretty serviceable half so far. They've got the AWP for CeRq again, but that hasn't been great. Like, he's such a good rifler himself. Like, maybe just worth getting him on the rifle just to be part of the pack again, which has been working out so well for them. But he has got them one very impactful kill, I guess, towards middle. But either way, his res this time on the sniper himself going to be joining Twist with that responsibility.
Pulls a lot of early util out of the CTs. Mollies, though, not smokes, worth mentioning. They still have them. So the pressure remains on EG whilst the time is plentiful. We do see a CT smoke, and yet a very late arrival at Banana, hoping that could draw something out of the ninjas, but nothing. They do not waver, and instead will wait for the contact of Rez. A Plopski flash and swing, a possibility, but it's time for this barrage of utility to get thrown towards the site.
Full B execution coming through, and it's going to be a difficult one to contain. You can see that pressure applied. The CDs have smoked themselves in. It's Rez with the AWP. He's going to have no vision whatsoever, so he's useless in this scenario now. It's all down to Plopski, who's been painted into a corner himself. That couldn't have gone any better for EG. That is picture perfect. Electro, you might want to consider falling back already, because this round is done.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That is so brutal. I love that we actually got to feel that from the CT's perspective and not just see the T's walking in. Because it wasn't the kills that won them that round. It was just seeing how choked you were as someone looking to defend that site. You've got flames, you're extinguishing them, you're lost in the smoke.
That was the problem, right? Because the Molotovs are so precise and so spot on to their positions, they actually just eradicated their own vision, especially Brehze. This is like, well, this AWP is actually useless now.
Like a sad magician with his smoke on the floor.
It's better than going down with nothing, I suppose. Might be able to survive a few seconds, but like a captain solemnly going down with the ship, he had to let that round go. He knew he was done for, and we'll see this one go to EG. They'll survive in the corner there. 4 players. Doesn't really matter. Like we said, they have enough money for the rest of the half regardless, but it's nice to keep everyone alive, you know. And here's the execution from their POV. Look how overwhelming it is. Smoke's down, you know. They've actually told you where they are. But their smoke's like, right, we are basically here. You can kill us if you like, but we'd prefer if you didn't. Yeah,
Ethan, of course, he's just like, right, so I just want emo. I definitely heard that.
There is a mentality as well. The really elite players will, when they see the Molotovs land on the bomb site, if you're playing Coffins, for example, you throw a smoke the first orange to suggest someone's in there. That's a really cool play.
We've seen it on Nuke as well. CTs just start like smoking the hut when someone mollies it.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
Yeah, that's a perfect example, yeah.
So, Forest actually quite aggressively looking to contest in apps, and tarik is considering it. Brehze up second mid, and the battle for Banana once again for the last round of the half. It makes sense that it's Ethan that catches 2 nades and down to 49. And despite all of that, he has been the frag leader this whole half, despite having to play every single round with half health at what seems to be a bare minimum. Great catch from Forrest. It's not the first time he's won that duel with Brehze in the early apps. Control. Face in the smoke there. Wanting to go as it clears. Just as it dissipates, they take that as their cue. Yep, starting to walk. Boost will be set up now, this time with a weapon. Previously, Rez, with just the CZ, was unable to weather that pre-fire, and it's actually CeRq. He's got a good shot here. And straight in, he gone, and the B site is theirs again. EG, they've found the recipe for success.
They really have, haven't they? That B site is getting absolutely ruined every single round. There'll be no saving this time. It's number 15, and Twist tries to rotate in, but he's taken down by CeRq, controlling the perimeter, and now Forrest and Electro. They have to go for Alex, but there really is nothing they can do. They're getting absolutely wrecked through the smoke. What a great half that was. It was a 5-0 deficit against EG on their T side of Inferno, and they bring it back to a victory, 8-7. What a great performance that was towards the end.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. 8-7. One of these teams is off to the semi-finals. The other is going home with the tail between their legs. We're taking a quick one. When we come back, we'll find out who is off to the semis. Let's get into it. EG, NiP, our final half. One of these teams is off to the semi-finals. Astralis and Liquid already locked in a day prior. EG, they had an incredible way to close out the first half of Inferno. Machine, I'm joined by Henry G, and what was 5-0 ended 8-7. First blood looking being hunted by EG. Aggressive stance into second mid, and it's Ethan. A flash from Stan combined, and he's got another one.
Oh god, that is pure destruction towards second middle. The flashbang from Stan, it yields 3 frags, and Rez, he's looking at 6s and 7s right now. Nothing can be done about this scenario as they get closer and closer. He'll have to reload as well. It couldn't have gone any worse for NiP. They barely got out of spawn before 3 kills were found, Alex.
They took the fight to the ninjas. A CT aggressive maneuver, coordination. You can see it from Ethan's POV now. Him and Brehze both maneuvering, both staying dynamic, making it difficult to actually take that that pot shot with the Glock, and the USP is working perfectly at that range.
Yeah, that was spicy. I enjoyed that a lot. We're seeing a lot of CT aggression on CT pistols and Inferno, and that one was one of the more successful ones. Normally, they'll turn like 3 players down the actual mouth of middle, but facing towards second middle makes a lot of sense, right? The Glocks have a very difficult time challenging that position. Ethan makes light work of it with a bit of backup from Stan as well, who flashed over the top towards second mid. And CeRq, he's not slowing down when looks at things. He's going to get full B control. Now remember, we talked about this before. Once you actually gain this sort of control, it's better off just to bait someone in like this and just remain in that position, because you can spend a lot of utility as well. You might as well see if you can make this one work, especially with that MP9 right at the bottom. That's why Ethan keeps firing off those speculative shots, just trying to suggest that he's still there, maybe anchoring by himself with the rifle.
Yeah, that jiggle as well. He wants them to see that info, make that call. And that's exactly what Brehze is going to do. I mean, if he hits the shot, it's a little more scary, and they're going to check it, but it's not going to stop CeRq from just mowing them down. It's like a bulldozer, that MP9 flattens the opposition. Lekr0, however, with his Desert Eagle, 2 frags to his name as a second comes in. Stan down as well. The Desert Eagle of Lekr0, it's always a potent combination.
Yeah, it's one of the more scary ones in CSGO. 2 kills to his name so far. And now with FAMAS in hand, he'll be joined by Forest. They have got a fighting chance in this one after losing the pistol and the first 2 frags of the second round. Things come to a bit of a standstill with 40 seconds on the clock, looking for the next opening.
If I'm Lekr0, I want to throw that FAMAS into the hands of Forest. He's likely got a rifle himself to pick up here at the top of mid on Stan's corpse, if he wanted it. Instead, it's going to be Lekr0 looking. He's in the right direction.
He's going to have to peek eventually.
Yeah, he is, but it's waiting perfectly for his teammate. Brehze will end what Stan managed to start. So Forest is going to be beelining it towards B. He's trying to separate it into a 1v1. He's got the right idea. Now it's just a question of the game across there. Oh, and the timing, just as he decides he's got the timing to try and get that plant in. It's going to be EG pulling it out at 10.
Yeah, didn't have the time to really check every crevice of the map at that point, but Lekr0, great work. But this was the force by, bear in mind, so they won't really have a lot to work with going forward there. But Lekr0, he rattled the cage of EG there towards the top of middle. But for now, PG-50's Glocks and maybe a deagle for Lekr0, considering he managed to accumulate $600 in the previous round, those 2 kills. So he can get away with an extra pistol. 3 HEs, presumably used towards the top of Banana, I'd imagine. And we'll see if that's the case and whether it can find a kill.
Oh, if only he was top of middle, so that could have been punished just a little bit, but instead just going to see the typical utility exchange and good damage to the CTs, but it's Ethan! He just holds down mouse 1 and shreds 4 members of NiP, picked apart in an instant. And this round, nice and quick, just keeping things neat and tidy. Even laid down there as Ethan, he wants the ace, and he's gifted it by his team. We've got ourselves the ace, and indeed, it does look like NiP need a spade. Dig themselves out of this hole.
I see what you did there. That's not bad.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
Oh, thankfully. We'll see whether this is going to be where NiP can come online in the second half. They're 3-0 down, getting a taste of their own medicine. All for Twist. 9 kills to his name. Brehze, a key name of the NiP unit, 4 and 12. Forest, considering he's had up and down year in 2019, this has been a pretty remarkable tournament for him. The last couple of months have been great.
Yeah, really have. Brehze out there, however, an absence that you really can't afford when up against a world-class opposition like this. Fantastic start, and something I wanted to mention, and it's something that's often discussed regarding NiP's T-side here on Inferno, is the proficiency by which Plopski can slowly lurk B. He will be given so many freedoms. Admittedly, it may not be against an opposition like this, especially when they contest so heavily, but he is relentless in his presence on Banana, and he does so very effectively. A similar role to that of Ethan from the half before.
Taking equal damage, and a bit more now as CeRq with the smoke down at T-step. He needs to be very careful. At 14 HP, he just wants to grab that rifle and get out if possible, but he knows shots will be coming through any second now, waiting for that to die down, and he'll presumably make his way back. Minus one to run at this point. Either way, Lekr0 looking at the challenge from the boiler room. Remember, this is a bit of a bonus situation for the CT right now. 3-0 up, they haven't upgraded many of the weapons. There's a UMP out there, there's a FAMAS as well. CeRq at the MP9, which now turns into a Krieg. A lot of damage inflicted there.
So low, look at them all. 6, 9. One of them's gone. Forest will finish him off. Another one delivered.
Nice.
Body shots all collected by Forest. He's not done. 4 in quick succession. The veteran slams down the gauntlet. He's got 19 frags to his name. He's closing in on 20 before his teammates can find 10. CeRq, though, with 14 points of health. He's already gone on a retrieval mission. Forest did go hunting for the ace, and that will cost him. So that's 1 frag for CeRq, but he just wants to keep hold of that Krieg coming into the CT side.
Damn. They were very low indeed, weren't they? And Forrest capitalizes upon that fact. He jumps down. That second kill especially. Great awareness to know there'll be a player in towards the pit position. Makes light work of him, and then manages to get 2 more after that as well. NiP are back in this game. 3 rounds against them. This will be the first. Round number 4. Well, they'll keep 3 players alive as well. CeRq hoping he'll do just that. Got Krieg in hand for now, but he's going to be buying an AWP almost certainly next round. Drop that Krieg over to one of his stars, like Brehze especially. He's considered like the world's best Krieg player right now. Definitely give him that weapon, get the AWP for CeRq.
Let's see this again from Forrest POV. No X-ray this time. It might help you appreciate it a little better. But they did just kind of jump straight into his jaws. A lovely finish onto their full health of Brehze. Makes it look easy, Forrest. So that's the first on their T side. Let's see how things continue to shape up. The bonus round, as you said before, the EG didn't quite manage to convert it.
Yeah, that's a good point to bear in mind. So as long as they made that round competitive and it's close, they'll be fine of it. It was looking great with the first couple of picks they got, but it all fell apart very quickly. This is the first proper gun round now. CeRq on the AWP. Krieg have a stand, not Brehze. The nades are exchanged. You can see Reds happy to be on 79 HP considering how much is thrown down there. And now it all quietens down for a little bit here. We have got Ethan and tarik patrolling that B side of the map, both with rifles and 1 smoke between them. That's all the utility they have, and they're going to go for the boost we talked about before. But will they maintain it? And NiP couldn't hold their nerve there before.
That's a good point. Really cost them. Brehze and Plopski, the B players. Got a little antsy at times. Ethan's going to be jiggling for Inferno. Will just smoke at the mouth as soon as he's given it. But oof, an opportunity for Brehze. Couldn't quite connect. Pulls a smoke out at the 60-second mark, and you can see that there is only just 1 more smoke remaining for EG. So NiP, this default's paid dividends. You really have pulled a lot of the powerful utility away from them early enough. But what's the finish? Seems the bomb's going B, and Forrest is to his own devices, and actually goes out with his back turned. Can't blame Blackrow for that one. Still manages to find the frag, and now he's going to rejoin his squad.
Yeah, they'll take a 4-on-4, no problem at all. It's better than them both going down. And let me tell you, as tarik, remember, he can avoid the flames in this position, and most of the flashbangs. He will take 1 in the face and only get 1 frag. Brehze, we said he was quiet, but that's anything but. That's a great entry towards the B bomb site, and that looks like the round on the board as well. CeRq with the AWP, no chance of even considering going for the retake here. But the money is low on his teammates, so he needs to save the AWP, and he can take matters into his own hands next round. He can go for something super aggressive if he's given the chance. It looks like he's got a lot of presence around him right now. He can hear the footsteps. That's Blackrow on the hunt. Luckily, doesn't check that position, so he can just make his way towards T spawn now. So this is where CeRq will either go towards B at the start of the round. He can be boosted on the pallets towards middle, or he can even go aggressive in the apartments. Those are the 3 main options, I would say, right now. He can challenge second middle as well, I suppose, but that seems a little bit too high risk.
It's a very rare fight taken by CT's aggressive. It doesn't seem to be too beneficial for them.
I'm interested to see what spawn he gets initially. This will be really on the fly as to where he wants to go. If he gets a great mid spawn, that's where he'll head. But here's Blackrow, like you said, had to take on his teammate, but still, that's not a problem. They win the round, and Brehze, oh, that's lovely. Great spray control.
That second, yeah, you have to see it one more time. Oh, that is juicy. Satisfying counter-strike. Yeah, it's a B spawn, I believe, for CeRq. He's right back in the middle, so seem to be leaning towards the A side of things.
Oh,
oopsie.
So nothing super fast coming through after a little bit of a bump there in spawn, so might just be holding defensively for now. They still can boost towards middle on that pallet position, like I mentioned. Let's see whether they've got that in mind. It goes towards boiler for now. We're going to look at the bridge, I would assume. Molotov to dissuade him.
It's enough. Ethan, doesn't matter if he's not on the T side anymore. He's still catching utility down to 31. Plopski, a similar fate for him. He's caught some from the B defenders. Despite there only being USPs, those extra HEs have softened him up a little bit. Now, NiP, this isn't a question of winning the round. That should be a guarantee. It's more about preservation. What is this? Over the smoke, they do get a line of sight.
It's a bit of a balancing act, this one.
Yeah.
They cut them go. That's nice. Off they go. Silently dismount. 10 out of 10 from the judges.
Simon Cowell's impressed.
He is now judging the gymnastics competition here.
Yep, a little bit of a mixed bag. Mariah Carey's going to be showing up in a bit. Still, smokes are arriving, and actually there is presence on those coffins. They're boosting over that smoke, I believe. It looked like it. But Brehze just on as a solo mission walking through. We'll get the information. The boost works out. That's going to be a Krieg delivered. towards A they go, and it is just the USPs. Where is CeRq's AWP? Now a creek for tarik as well. The rotate's going to be coming in from CeRq. He'll be able to find the library, and good damage dealt. Could be finished off. Wasn't profited by Brehze. Twist, however, caught. EG are making a lot out of this. I mean, essentially an eco. Just that saved AWP from CeRq, and he's been caught off, and I think he's caught on the lip of the wall. Couldn't quite get through. I think a broom just cost CeRq his AWP.
Well, he's been swept away now, Alex. That's all I can say. As they'll recover the AWP and the Krieg, and like you said, it was an eco round. If they leave with the sniper and a rifle as well, that's actually a pretty good outcome. And I like the fact we're actually going to have a nice close game here to close out the series. Remember, elimination game. Winner goes to the semis, loser goes home, unfortunately. I'd like to say it was sunny here, but it's a real horrible time of year in Texas. Not really much to talk about apart from the rain and the clouds, so you're not exactly having a holiday.
No, it's because you're watching Counter-Strike. It's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, strap yourself in because the Counter-Strike continues after this as well. Fnatic will be taking on MIBR in another best of 3 bonanza with the same stakes. High stakes it is. Of course, semi-finals on the cards.
This is a really cool boost. I'm surprised we don't see this more often. Like a silenced M4 up there, like when they're committing towards B. That would be real nice.
It was a tree.
It was the
pesky tree. Where did I come up with broom?
I don't know. I liked it.
I think there's a broom around there.
There might be.
I've seen a broom on Inferno. Let me know.
Maybe in the boiler room.
Maybe.
That made the most sense.
Hang on, are you finding a broom for me? No, okay. Wait, am I making it up? What's that thing on the right?
Yeah, you look.
There's a little poley thing. Is it just next to the watering can? I'm looking at the wrong screen.
You are.
Oopsie. Sorry. Oh dear.
There it is on that one. That's the broom there. It's next to the bucket or the watering can.
It's a rake.
It's a rake.
I was close. I knew it existed. I'm not crazy.
You ever stepped on a rake before?
What, like as in like a
cartoon? Yeah.
No, I've never
That's
done
happened
that.
to me once
Really?
in my life, and no one else saw it, and I was like, oh, thank God they haven't, because that really is quite an embarrassing, painful experience. I did it once when I was about 15. There's the rake.
There is a rake.
Yeah, it really does happen in the cartoons. You step on it, it smacks you right in the face.
Was there a kind of a...
No, it was more like just tears in my eyes, just trying to hold it together.
Just been slapped directly on the bridge of your nose.
Solid wood, yeah.
That's not actually very enjoyable.
No, wasn't as funny as they make it out to be. Either way, he's trying to get aggressive towards second middle there. Incendiary down towards C-set to buy him 6 seconds or so to find that pick. Didn't get it, but he survives, so it's not a big deal. Rez does not, however. The wall bang incendiary combo is a little bit too much to manage. Incendiary thrown by Stanislaw, then the wall bang through half wall from tarik.
Interesting. Fast 3-man B lean to start off for the CT side. They'll just send Ethan back after his initial utility support. He's only leaving with an incendiary. And so the ninjas start their crawl. Very tight line held by tarik. 2 AWPs in play. And of course the first bullet that left his AWP went straight into Rez through that half wall. CT will be smoked. What's tarik's response? Smoke of his own. The smoke exchange. That sounds like a pretentious bar, doesn't it?
Probably one we would have founded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Welcome to Smoke Exchange. Here's your menu. It's written on a slab of slate.
All drinks are served in jam jars.
Yes, absolutely. And if you would like a starter, that'll be $26. Here we are, Stan playing close to the smoke, though. That could be perfect. Body shots, though, it's not enough. tarik will finish what Stan started. There's still 3 remaining, though, for NiP. And with 30 seconds, they know that they have to commit. Slowly crawling in, it will be Forrest using the smoke to hunt down Nubox, and now keeping things level. Utility can be... It's all Forrest, actually. You might want to molly towards CT to enable the escape. He does. And now they can set up for the post plant. NiP, they've managed to make this work.
This is looking strong for them as well. There's only flashbangs available on the CT side, but the orb's working. Lecro up high will take it down to a 2 versus 2 now. Getting right down to the wire here. NiP looking to tie things up at 11-11. Lecro with an off-angle position. Forrest has been discovered, but not taken down. That should be a kill for Lecro. It's not the cleanest. Oh my goodness, has it ever? It's going to be a round for NiP, but one they'll want to forget, I would say, Alex.
I saw it in my mind. CeRq just slaps him with a no-scope after that spray, you know? Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
we've all been there.
A hollow fist bump towards the end of that one, but this is the opening frag. tarik straight through the half wall, took down Rez. There's a there's a broom, a cheeky one.
I bloody knew it.
That's my boy.
I appreciate you.
He knew there was a broom.
I knew I wasn't tripping. Gosh, look at them. I mean, to be fair, a little bit of credit to be given to CeRq because his movement did make that more difficult for the spray to connect. A lot of players do that. They'll turn their back to reload their mag, especially in like pistols. You start strafing back and forth, couple of wiggles. Your hitbox is a nightmare. Nade looks good though. Damn.
It's not bad, is it? He's right down there.
Yeah, you feel safe, but that isn't info because it means the CT's a push mid.
Yeah, they were very deep grenades. You're dead on there. Stanislaw, P250 in hand. The flashbang, nice idea, but not quite effective enough. It's going to be Plopski to find the initial frag here, and it's Twist, low HP with the AWP, actually holding towards T-step still. They just want to put the brakes on now. No one has to push, no one has to do anything too crazy. Just hold up and wait for any sort of reactive play from the CT side, and just get together and make sure you trade out.
If anyone was wondering, by the way, what Henry says when you're playing Counter-Strike with him, that sentence right there...
It is actually did feel a bit too familiar. It's normally on Inferno as well, right? So, right,
everyone,
we've all got to pick.
Stop moving.
Do nothing.
Yes.
We normally employ a 30-second rule where you're not allowed to peek, you're not allowed to challenge, you don't even think. You're just going to hold an angle, wait for them to push. And every time I say it, everyone at the CTs will eventually give you an opportunity.
And Machine, death in the kill feed following that call from Henry. Henry doesn't say anything but a sigh. And the CC from Brehze does put a rifle in his hand now. So 4 versus 4, but with an armoured rifle, EG have a golden goose.
They really do, but unfortunately the bomb being planted, I'm not sure they'll even challenge this. They might as well hold it for the Molotov, and AK coming as a CZ and armor on Brehze as well, so very unlikely they win this round, but he'll stick around with some exit frag for sure. He knows he can pretty much out-aim anyone on the server right now. He's looking not as spicy as usual, but he's hit some pretty impressive shots. Only 12 kills to his name. Ethan with 21, looking much more deadly, but it will be NiP to take the lead here. We're going right down to the wire, this elimination game. Reds with a couple of frags there, and remember, it's Brehze who's got the AK. He'll just be falling back at this point. Round guarantee for the Swedes, 12-11. Comes through, they've won 5 rounds in a row, Alex.
That could be the rifle for CeRq if he can get it in time. He's going to give it a good go. And escapes the bomb, so that worked out pretty damn well considering... Oh,
that's close.
It was can't have been far off from preserving that rifle, but still, Brehze keeps hold of his, and the second kill from him as well, which forces the rebuy on Rez. Is coming into the round with 4,900, so that's a valuable kill. Keeping the economy honest as this game is going down to the wire. Henry, you called it, you said we're getting a close game and the series ending on Inferno. It does just feel like a Counter-Strike treat when you get that third map close one.
Absolutely, especially with NiP waking up as well. Looks like they were getting mauled for some stages of the first half, especially towards the end after having a 5-0 lead, 8-7 for the EG in the end. If okay, this is where EG just run away with it, but I'm really liking this from NiP right now. Good coordination, winning out in the clutches, sometimes a little bit scrappy, but overall they're getting the rounds on the board. No massive blunders, as you would say, just yet. We're getting to another exchange towards B. It's always a prolific part of the map, and we'll see Twist taking initial damage there, Rez with some as well, so they hold on to their HEs at that point. So instead of throwing them early, like most teams would, they're making sure they get to the top, then deploy them. And that's very valuable, especially these M4s. That's now one-tap potential against Twist and Rez.
And now Molotov arrives as to further dissuade them. At the very least, delay. Now the smokes are arriving. EG have got a couple of lovely utility tricks up their sleeve as well. I love the stand molly. You've seen him throw. He throws it to actually land and spread into the underpass tunnel, as opposed to being the standard just T-ramp Molotov. A couple of extra details from the EG. This is fast though. Look at NiP. They're just accelerating. They decided to make the call, and now Rez is greeted by 2. The welcoming party was rather... quite the opposite of welcoming. Ethan, however, catching Twist as well with such a commonly pre-fired spot, jumping up on those boxes. It feels so satisfying. You think you're going to get the line of sight, but the bullet's off and thrown. And lots of pre-aiming there. This time, Forrest does shut down CeRq. This makes this a possibility. 2v5 though, Henry.
Yeah, they have to be combative. They know that. Plopski on the bomb site. He needs to find multiple frags here, but working in tandem, EG should make light work of this. And let's Forrest absolutely berserk here. Great shot. Can't stress that enough. But of course, with the AWP, the resets there, can't get multiple frags. Was hoping to survive for a few seconds, but wasn't meant to be, and they break the spell finally. After getting 5 rounds in a row, EG will answer back and bring the scoreline to 12-12. Goodness gracious, it's been a very exciting second half here. Cheeky, as you like, from Stanislaw. The crab spray.
Yeah, the crab's been cut out. Less crabby Counter-Strike recently.
We have had, to be honest, I hate the crab element of CSGO. The fact you can crouch and move and fire, I've really never enjoyed that. That was not part of any iteration of CS before. They just thought, you know what, let's just throw it in this one.
It doesn't look for like Counter-Strike sometimes when you see those highlight reels.
Well, we're moving further and further away from CS these days, so I guess it's to be expected.
All right. Come on now.
Take from that what you want.
Back in your day.
Do you want to call me a boomer or something?
No, I didn't do it. It's low-hanging fruit. It's very low-hanging fruit.
It's not that funny anymore, is it? Like, with the people, the problem with memes these days, people just kill them within a day. Like, everyone on Twitter has to do it. Like, let the funny guys handle the memes. Like, let them do it. You don't all have to be doing them.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the problem is that, you know, once people that aren't funny think it's funny, it's even less funny.
It just kills out. It's like, if I hear that word now, it's like, come on, let's just leave that word.
I'm going to regurgitate someone else's humour because I can't come up with anything myself. Good Molotov, though, down towards the T-Ramp. That's what's from Stan, the more original version, but aggressive down Banana. This is going to catch Red now. There's no way he survives this one. Suppressing bullets from Ethan, and the second spray from him as well. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get away. He is, and courtesy of some utility, and NiP are taking a battering after that deep smoke.
5 on 4. An assertive push there from Ethan. There was no doubt in his mind he was finding that frag. As soon as that Molotov was extinguished, he knew exactly where he had the fire. Continues to apply pressure towards the T-steps, funneling NiP up towards the A site. This might be similar to what we saw from EG in the first half. A couple of flashes out, 2 players there out of the apartments, but they're smoked off for now. Dribble smoke will be deployed from the T apartments here. This will just land on the hay bales. You can flash off the chimney as well. We'll see whether this is going to be enough to gain access for NiP. The flash coming in momentarily, and then 3 players will just have to commit, hope for the best. Not much method behind this madness.
Yeah, it was actually first the Molotov, now the flash. They've been delaying Lecro's flash for so long. Now they get the signal to go, and no one's white. Stan's going to get the first, Brehze the second. Another, this time Stan as well from Pit. He's just chiming him in. It's a shooting gallery for 2 of them. Double kills distributed, and so a 13 now on the board for EG. And I can't help but feel, yeah, NiP, they might have to concede the 14th as well.
I think they might have to, considering their money is around $2,000 per player. It was a pretty underwhelming final effort there, but they didn't really have a lot to work with. The grenades are running thin. They'd lost map control. They'd been pushed out or bullied out of the B-bomb site. Had to go through A, and we saw that approach. It's a very common one, can be very effective. It's all down to the timings. You have to catch them off guard. You have to catch someone with a grenade in their hand or a CT in transition, but it was very obvious. With even with full control towards B, they had a full setup of crossfires towards the A site. It was never really going to work out, but they had to do something.
This looks like a nice quick push, and CeRq, what? Barely blinks, and another one.
Wow.
Rez plucked out of the air. He's looking for a third. It's going to be Ethan to keep him safe and sound. However, looking to press the issue, and it's 2 kills out of very little investment before the round does reach its logical conclusion. So 14 now to 12. NiP are going to need to find a response here. What's worked best for them on their T side? I'm trying to recall down to the prior to the 3 rounds EG have strung together. They got 5, and all with bomb plants.
When they get B control, that's when they actually look very good. If Ethan's not bullying them off that area, Banana especially, that's when they can actually execute. Their executions have looked very good so far. And once they get control of the B side, they seem to be clutching out once the bomb's been planted. But double up set up out once again, this time for tarik and CeRq. Let's see whether CeRq can get going here. Still has a few rounds to go, and there's tarik. Great shot towards Plopski. He said he was prevalent towards the Banana area, and this time removed.
Nothing he can do. Just forced to watch now as 15, potentially a broken final round for NiP to follow it. This holds a lot of weight, and now Plopski cannot have any impact on it. tarik, risk versus reward. This time he'll be taking the latter. You said B has worked best for them, and it seems that NiP tend to agree. Could just be one of those executes. They've got smokes, 1 Molotov. Here we go.
That's all they can really do with a flash in return for the CT. It's just stellar. Great stuff from tarik and Ethan. It has set them up a nice foundation now to find a series point. Shot doesn't connect from tarik. That could be a catalyst to success for NiP now. We said they've been tenacious on this side of the map. They get the bomb down. They have a chance of winning it. CeRq through the smoke. He's brought this back to a 3 versus 1. That should guarantee things, but they've got one final boss to deal with. That's going to be Forrest. He's in position towards the coffins, but that's where he'll stay as CeRq slams the door shut. It's going to be round 15 on the board for EG. I don't know how some of those shots connected, Alex.
I would like to see that CeRq first shot again. I need to just process. Was there a sound cue? Maybe he stepped on the cobbles. Was it truly just a blind? He hears it, yeah. So he knows he's got a rough idea. But come on now,
I don't know.
How does that work? It works so well, so consistently. I guess the second as well. I don't actually see the scope on his screen. That's how quick he's quick scoping. So 15 to 12.
And money broken.
And money broken. It was the Orcs that won the last 2 rounds. CeRq, of course, handling that CZ rush up the middle, and now doing the very same to keep NiP's B site take dreams crushed. This is all NiP can do. 1 round away from being eliminated here in Arlington. EG to throw the knockout blow. Plopski's quite safe in that corner. He's not going to be complaining. Perhaps he can catch them unawares, especially now that Ethan's playing ahead of that Molotov. Plopski's a surprise, and he does manage to find the frag. Ethan, however, alongside tarik, have managed to win out on this early B exchange.
Tarik now not happy with the success they found already. He does challenge again, confirms the bomb's down. And CeRq's like, well, the bomb's there. I'll try and get full control of this stage. It's a pretty poor smoke that can boost by the half wall here. Still have vision. This is looking so good. It should be GG at this point, Alex. I don't see a world where anybody can pull this back. Just Galil's, Brehze, nothing he could really do there. What can he really possibly bring to the table when the orb's on the half wall? The bomb's down. It's a 4 versus 2. Forest and Lekro will do what they can, but I'm really not sure what the solution to this problem is. This is pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, it does feel that way. Unless Forest can go on a little mission. They have 2 flashbangs, so they know that the orb's holding towards Banar in some capacity, but he's not going to be ready for CeRq's off angle here. As soon as you go around the corner, he's got the shot. EG have done it. NiP eliminated in a full 3-match affair. Somewhat of a barn burner as it goes all the way. EG have proven that they can show some endurance, though. Despite what does seem to be a slow starting T side today and yesterday, they still managed to weather the storm and will be in the semi-finals.
I really enjoyed that series. I think it had everything, and it's actually a bit of a wake-up call for EG. This hasn't been their best month. This hasn't been their best tournament. You can see sigh of relief there on Tarik's face especially. That was one of the roughest series I think he's had this year. He really couldn't get going on nuke whatsoever, but they stuck the landing there and they had great finishes there in the last